What you think about when you're born into a fire.
I'm convinced at this point you could have ICE murder their wife or their daughter, and they'd have been like, well, you should have complied. The only chance to rescue them if they're the person that gets murdered, right? But then what's the point?
Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. We won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed.
I don't know, dude. It's fucking. They've spent half their lives saying we gotta have our AR-15s in case of a tyrannical government. Then they start killing motherfuckers on the street, and they're like, "Well, that's what you get."
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching.
Hey, daddies.
Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I'm back. I'm here. Didn't get taken out by ice. It's crazy to see the reactions, man. Online. I don't know. It's insane. They're claiming now that the officer that tried opening her door, well, he was injured too. She actually injured 2 officers. Steven Crowder did a try to do a thing. I'll show you. Try to do a thing to disprove that the cop couldn't see the direction of the wheels. Kind of completely forgets that the car's in motion. You could tell which way the wheels are pointed by the car being in motion, and he has ample time. Like, look how much time he has just to step out of the way. Hold on. He has to tell him multiple times. Like, no, go, hit me, hit me. Look how much time he has to fucking step out of the way. And again, what she did was wrong. I understand she might have been panicked. I understand she might have been upset. I understand she might have freaked out. I understand she might have hit the gas instead of the brakes. I understand what she did was wrong. She should have stopped. Do we kill a person for that? Do we have a cop setting his stop signs, and if you roll through it, executed? Here's Steven Crowder trying to convince the world that the cop's life was in danger. Thank God he's not cross-dressing this time. Every time I see him, he's dressed as a woman. I don't know what internal struggle he's got going on, but here you go. Oh, I better slow it down.
I'm at the exact distance, exact angle where he would be. Should be able to see the wheel turn within that fraction of a second, right?
No. I don't think he needs to be able to see the wheel turn. The entire car is going in a direction. I don't think he needs to be able to see the rubber tire on the road. When you're standing in front of a car, and instead of doing this, it does this, we kind of know where the car's going, right?
I've chosen to use a tiny little Keltec unloaded with a laser so you can see. So he's right here.
Which is wild. He's pointing a firearm at somebody that works for him. It's a whole, like, use a fucking blue gun, dude. Oh, it's unloaded. Who cares? Use a blue gun. You can put a laser on a blue gun?
Here? All right, from here, I can't see the wheel. He draws his gun.
And then someone else's argument, okay? Someone else's argument was that there were no cops in front of her at first. She backed up to get a cop in front of her. None of that's valid because the cop was on the passenger side of her car. While she's backing up, he walks in front of her to block her car in.
And then, yeah, you try and hit me now. She comes forward a little bit.
Look how dangerous, look how violent this is. Look. That's enough. Oh, a little bit more. Go some more. Oh, trying to hit me. Can you hit me? Can you hear me? Who cares if he can see the tire or not?
Hand. Can you just...
And this is not the angle. We can, from the camera that's behind the car, we can see both of his feet. We can see both of his feet when he fires. His knees, his feet, his everything. There was, hold on, let me find, there's actually a really good video. Let me see if I can find this. I did not save it, but I should have. Someone just went and pulled their training documentation, right? Damn it, I bet you I didn't. Did I repost it? I hope so. Yeah. So I'm going to send this to myself, and when we finish this Crowder video, we'll watch it next. The federal officers' training documentation, which all these guys are fucking jokes of cops to begin with. But their own training documents say that even if a car's being used as a weapon, unless there's another weapon, the firearm, something, blah, 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 they're not supposed to discharge their weapon. They're supposed to make every attempt to get the fuck out of the way. But hold on, we'll watch that in a second.
Move the wheels a bunch, like go left to right, so... Yeah, there's no chance. You can't see it. There's no chance. You can't see it.
Most officers and a lot of the military, they're taught one of two different ways. You know, there's a whole argument in the gun community, they're very autistic, about front sight focus or target focus. That's why people kind of move to red dots. If you ask any good shooters, they'll say it's a mix of both, right? If you focus on the front sight, the target's a little bit blurry.
I don't think the argument is that officer can see her tires. I think the argument everybody else is making is, oh my God, look, her tires are away from him.
If you focus on the target, the sight is a little bit blurry. Depending on the distance, you might pick one or the other. Usually it's a hybrid. And the reason that matters is because it changes your peripheral vision. So you couldn't see it with a wide angle lens compared to the human eye, let alone...
I can't believe this guy's popular after he got beat up at that fucking union rally that he was trying to bust up. You guys remember that? They beat the fuck out of him. And then he ran to the tent and they collapsed the tent on him.
Adrenaline and potential. Focusing as trained on that front sight. Let me show you what that actually looks like and how it affects.
He was trying so hard for Fox News to show how horrible the union workers were. They weren't having it, bro.
Rear sight, front sight, target. That also would have been much more similar to the angle of his vision.
Whatever that was. All right, let me show you this. This is their own training docs, which these guys are being put on the street with waivers and so quick. And they need so many people, and there's so many people that are quitting or leaving or whatever. I don't know what type of training they're getting, but this is their own training documentation here.
Hey there, Machine Pun Kelly here. I just wanted to jump on real quick and talk about Renee Good and the whole argument about her and why most of the arguments are irrelevant. They're all over whether or not she was trying to weaponize her vehicle and whether or not she was trying to run over the ICE agent, whether the ICE agent was acting in self-defense or not. Now, I don't think she was, but I still feel like I need to talk about this because whether she was or not does not matter. According to DOJ policy, which I have right up here, and you can confirm this for yourself, it's on the DOJ page. It says deadly force may not be used solely to prevent the escape of a fleeing suspect. So anybody that says, well, she was trying to get away, that's not authorized use for deadly force. Firearms may not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles. Specifically, firearms may not be discharged at a moving vehicle unless, one, the person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle. So even if you want to say she was
It says, I'll read it again. Firearms may not be discharged at a moving vehicle unless, one, a person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle. Or two, and two is what this is going to fall under, two, the vehicle is operated in a manner that threatens to cause death or serious physical injury to an officer or others, and no other objectively reasonable means of defense appear to exist, which include moving out of the path of the vehicle. From their own policy, moving out of the path of the vehicle.
weaponizing her vehicle, the vehicle was a weapon, that is against DOJ policy.
Yeah, that's actually how they ended up getting his name. So Kristi Noem letting it slip that back in July that he was drugged by a vehicle. They were able to look up pending cases and they found evidence that was submitted in a pending case or in a case that happened back then in July or June or whatever. And his name was attached to the documentation. Officer Ross was attached to some of the evidence.
Or 2, the vehicle is operated in a manner that threatens to cause death or serious injury to the officer or others, and no other objectively reasonable means of defense.
J.D. Vance is inventing shit. J.D. Vance says that federal agents acting, doing their job have absolute immunity. What? Maybe he meant qualified immunity, but still. What?
Appear to exist, which includes moving out of the pathway of the vehicle. And we know for a fact that he could have moved out of the pathway of the vehicle because he did move out of the pathway of the vehicle.
I think this is super relevant. Even if you're like, I don't support the left, I'm more of like a libertarian. When the administration makes a movement to give federal agents doing their bidding absolute immunity, it doesn't matter what side of politics you're on, right? Doesn't matter what side of politics you're on.
He was firing his gun at her. So according to DOJ policy, even if all the MAGAs are right, even if she was a terrorist and she was trying to kill him or she was trying to get out of the way and flee, none of those things actually justify the shooting, according to DOJ policy. This was not an authorized use of force, even if all your talking points were right, which they are not.
Just the way you can tell, like, it shouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. It may go to court and they may, because all you need is that the officer feared for his life, basically. It may be a legal shoot. It wasn't a good shoot, definitely. But the way they act after the shoot, and I'm talking about the very first round. The other 2, there's no excuse for the 2 that come through the driver's side fucking window. What the fuck are you doing at that point? Like, you fired the first shot, the car continues, you're out of danger now, and you're still fucking dumping the mag. Anyways, the way they act after the shooting, it's like they all know they just fucked up. Guy walks over, sees she's dead, walks away. All the other agents are just kind of walking around, whatever. They're like, oh shit, it's a crime scene. Then they fucking start moving vehicles and fucking leaving, and like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey there, Machine Pun Kelly here.
It's wild, dude. Wild what's going on. And then because you have this mentality that no one cares whether it was a valid shot. No one cares whether he was in the right for doing the shooting. No one cares. It's only Trump told us it was good or the left told us it was bad. We have officers that, for whatever fucking reason, feel like they can act out like this. This is in Minneapolis. At a memorial that's popped up near the local police department. Look at this.
Really, you fucking punk? That's what you're gonna fucking do?
What?
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 What? Do you know what
Back
the fuck
up.
is that is for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
You're gonna push me? What is that for?
Back up.
What was that
I don't
for?
give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck about her?
Back up.
Bro, this is why we're here.
Back up.
This is why we're here.
Back up.
What's her name? Renee Good?
Back up.
And you fucking, that's a memorial to her. That's a memorial to her.
Right here.
No, it's good. You're a fucking coward.
Fuck you guys.
You're a
You
piece
guys
of
are
shit.
Nazis.
You fucking proud
Shame
of
on you
yourself?
guys.
I'll let it play again so you can see what he did. There's basically like a candle and another thing there, and it was written in chalk. And he comes and kicks them both over and kind of giggles to himself and just stares at it. And when the guy's like, and he's like, what? And then he's screaming back up while he's walking towards that guy.
Shame on you guys.
Fucking punk. Really?
Go with your fuck.
So they wrote the names, they've got candles and shit up.
What they fucking want to do?
Good time with each other, you guys.
You're a little bitch.
Fuck you guys.
I'm that fucking badger, a coward, you little cock.
You're going to hell.
Renee Good is a mother that is standing up for our rights and was murdered.
She was a
Why the
legal
fuck?
observer.
Why we're here?
I'll let it play through again.
Like you.
Do you guys know what real?
Watch. This is the cop, right?
Really, you
Kicks it over
fucking punk? That's what you're gonna fucking
twice. It's just like a little battery-powered candle.
do?
What?
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 What? Do you know what
Back
the fuck
up.
is that is for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
You're gonna push me? What is that for?
Back up.
What was that
I don't
for?
give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck about her?
up.
Bro, this is why we're here.
Back up.
This is why we're here.
Back up.
What's her name? Renee Good?
Back up.
And you fucking, that's a memorial to her. That's a memorial to her. No, it's good. You're a fucking coward.
Fuck you guys.
You're a
You
piece
guys
of
are
shit.
Nazis.
You fucking proud
Shame
of
on
yourself?
you guys. Fucking shame on you
You're a
guys.
fucking punk. Really?
Go and put your fuck.
That's what they fucking want to do.
Big time with each other, you guys.
You're a little bitch.
Fuck you guys.
I'm that fucking badge. You're a coward, you little
You
cock.
guys are going to hell.
Renee Good is a mother.
Fucking wild. They don't give a fuck, dude. Is there a clip of him saying this? Hold on. Or just reporting? Oh, hold on. There's an ad play, and then I'll let you hear the audio.
Do you see any checks on your power on the world stage? Is there anything that could stop you if you wanted to?
Yeah, there's one thing, my own morality, my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop, and that's very good. I don't need international law. I'm not looking to hurt people.
Do you feel your administration needs to abide by international law on the global stage?
Yeah, I do. I do. But it depends what your definition of international law is. You mean in Greenland?
We had in Greenland. We
Well, that's
had
because you needed them at the time.
in the 1951 agreement, though. It says
This is just audio. There's not a video, so I'm not showing a video.
the United States can reopen these bases anytime you want. You can send as many troops as you want, and you haven't done it. How come?
Because I want to do it properly.
And properly.
They're in private talks to potentially give the citizens of Greenland, every citizen of Greenland, between $10,000 and $100,000 to buy them to join us.
Means own it.
Really, it is. To me, it's ownership. Ownership is very important. Yeah.
Why is ownership important here?
Because that's what I feel is psychologically needed for success. I think that ownership.
The guy's trying to talk him down, saying, look, you can put as many troops as you want on these bases in Greenland. You haven't even tried, just bumping up our presence there. Nope, ownership. Psychologically, I need ownership for success.
Is psychologically needed for success. I think that ownership gives you a thing that you can't do, whether you're talking about a lease or a treaty. Ownership gives you things and elements that you can't get from just signing a document that you can have a base.
Do you see any checks on your power?
And then, listen to this. Hold on. I saw a video earlier today. I think it was from Courier, and it was Congress people that were being briefed. Damn it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Sorry. I'm unprepared for this clip. It was Congress people that had been briefed that were coming out and talking about what they were just briefed on about the Venezuelan oil. And there was two Democrats and a Republican that come out. I can't remember who they were. And talking about the closed door meeting they had just had. Hold on. See if I can find it. Damn, this heater's getting hot. I don't know. everything's bad and getting worse. Isn't at some point it's supposed to get better? Like, like even if we're completely wrong and Trump's the best president in the world, like fucking MAGA says, isn't it supposed to get better at some point, or cheaper, or easier, or anything? Seems like everything is just getting fucking worse and more expensive. Here is, hold on, let me share this one clip, first of all. While I'm looking for this other one, we'll watch this one. Vivek Ramaswamy's family's bodyguard got busted with fentanyl today. Vivek.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy's protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. The idea that Tim Walz and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go out and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous. The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal...
Yeah, I agree. Like Zay, like I used to support Trump. But the things that he was saying and the way he lied about January 6th and what he was willing to do to stay in power and shit, there's no goddamn way. Like, I believed his bullshit. And I was raised with that mentality. I don't want to blame my parents, but like the area I lived in, I was raised with that mentality. Like, these people are fucking stealing from you. The reason you ain't got it is because you go work your fucking ass off, and these people just lay around and get welfare and food stamps and shit. Like, I don't know. And I believe some of that bullshit, like getting rid of these people or those people will make it better for me, but it's just not true. It's the people that are handing him the money to be reelected. That's the fucking people we need to get rid of. All right, I got it. It's pretty obvious that extremely wealthy people are buying favorable laws and outcomes and deals. And I told my sister the other day, I was like, how the fuck does somebody buy a house? I feel like I need to be best friends with the goddamn president and donate $1 million to his reelection campaign to even be successful. It's insane, like the stuff that's happening. And like regular people on both sides are getting fucked over too. I know MAGA feels it. They can't buy groceries. They can't buy food. They can't make their payments. They're losing everything around them. But at least they've got brown people to be mad at, I guess. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. But whatever. Here's the Venezuelan plan.
Insane plan. This is an insane plan. They are talking about stealing the Venezuelan oil at gunpoint for a period of time undefined as leverage to micromanage the country.
We are in the midst right now and, in fact, about to execute on a deal to take all the oil. They have oil that is stuck in Venezuela. They can't move it because of our quarantine and because it's sanctioned. We are going to take between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil. We're going to sell it in the marketplace at market rates, not at the discounts Venezuela was getting. That money...
Yeah, what's crazy is, like, I now have my 100% disability, and I work what I'm able to work, right? Mariah's basically my fucking caretaker. I can't go anywhere without her. But that's, I don't know why I said that. But anyways, I got my 100% disability through the VA, which I was owed. They made a mistake in my paperwork, whatever. And I work as much as I'm able to, when I'm able to. I'm in a better financial system, or better financial space, I guess. Doing better financially than I have been in a long time. And there's like no fucking hope. I had more hope of buying a house during COVID when we were looking for a house. Like, I don't fucking understand how people are doing it right now.
In fact, about to execute on a deal to take all the oil. They have oil that is stuck in Venezuela. They can't move it because of our quarantine and because it's sanctioned. We are going to take between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil. We're going to sell it in the marketplace at market rates, not at the discounts Venezuela was getting. That money will then be handled in such a way that we will control how it is dispersed in a way that benefits the Venezuelan people, not corruption, not the regime. So we have a lot of leverage to move on the stabilization front.
As well as in Colombia, Mexico, and other countries. And we're also totally dissatisfied about succession. They're relying.
So here's the problem with this, okay? Venezuela is already saying we'll sell the oil to the U.S., but we're not giving them this fucking discounted rate. We'll sell it at market value. But first of all, when the oil companies left Venezuela, U.S. companies, they had to find somewhere else to get this. The type of oil they had is called heavy sour crude, okay? Heavy crude. It's technically sour too. A whole lot of sulfur and stuff in it anyways. They're like, okay, well, we need to go somewhere to find oil. So they went to Canada and invested billions and billions and billions of dollars setting up businesses, rigs, and distribution in Canada. Okay? Another reason for the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline wouldn't help you a fucking bit. The Keystone Pipeline, you can go and listen to Canadian politicians that were for it, talk about it. It was for them to get their oil to our coast, to refine it, to sell it worldwide, not to the U.S. Right now, we get cheap oil from Canada because they can't get it, enough of it, to refineries, okay? So we just buy it. Anyways, they went and invested in Canada. Now, that's the same type of oil, the same type of process. So let's say it takes $25 to get that oil out of the ground in Canada, okay? They can sell it for $60 a barrel. It takes $25, they can sell it for $60. The rest of it's profit and payments or whatever, right? Stuff like fracking, if oil is $60 a barrel, let's say fracking takes $50 a barrel to get out of the ground. See how there's a whole lot less profit margin in fracking? There's a whole lot less profit margin in fracking because it's a more intricate process, okay? It's a different oil. It's harder to refine. It's harder to get to. It's harder to find large quantities in one spot. When we're talking about the Middle Eastern oil, the OPEC, right? They're getting it out of the ground. Literally, this is not exaggeration. They're getting it out of the ground for like $3 a barrel, still selling it for $60 because the market is $60. The market doesn't give a fuck what you got it out of the ground for, okay? If you get it out of the ground for $70 because prices are more expensive on steel and labor and stuff that you need, you can still only sell it for $60, whatever the market's at. So Saudi Arabia is selling it, getting it out for $3 a barrel, selling it for $60. Venezuela is getting it out for $25 a barrel, selling it for $60. Canada's getting it out for $25, selling it for $60. Why would a company that's invested billions and billions and billions of dollars getting the exact same thing in Canada go back to Venezuela, invest billions of dollars, and get the exact same thing to compete against themselves? Right? Because, again, let's say it's $25 a barrel. If they keep their operation open in Canada, which they will, they're not going to close it down, and try to open an operation in Venezuela, that's more oil on the market, okay? The price starts dropping. Now it's at 50. Now it's at 40. Now it's at 30. They're still paying $25 a barrel to get it out of the ground. What is the incentive for them to compete against themselves? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And stealing their oil and then selling it and then paying yourself to manage their company. And then Donald Trump is like, I don't trust Congress. I'm going to put it, he's not going to put the money in the Treasury, which is basically like where all the U.S. money goes. He's going to put it in offshore accounts that he controls. What?
In a way that benefits the Venezuelan people, not corruption, not the regime. So we have a lot of leverage to move on the stabilization front.
As well as in Colombia, Mexico, and other countries. And we're also totally dissatisfied about succession.
He went after the oil because China gets their oil there.
Relying
It was like a flex. It's a muscle man. It had nothing to do with Maduro other than he just didn't like Maduro. And it had nothing to do with drugs, okay? It's a flex. Look what we can do. A military might. We're in our hemisphere, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a slap in the face to China and Russia at the same time. And it hurts Chinese oil supply.
Help them run Venezuela, help Trump run Venezuela, of the most unreliable, corrupt people who hate America. So this is fraught with peril. The American people, the public, not just in a classified room, the American people need answers.
This is an insane plan. They are talking about stealing the Venezuelan oil at gunpoint for a period of time undefined as leverage to micromanage the country.
We are in the midst.
Let's see if Venezuela responds Trump oil. I'm pretty sure they've already said, like, we'll sell the oil, but we're not. Here it is.
Venezuela says, quote, "We do not owe the United States anything." That came from Venezuela's state-owned oil company, PDVSA, responding to U.S. claims about a massive oil deal. They say that negotiations with Washington are ongoing, but any oil sold to the United States will be sold at full international market prices, not discounted and not treated as American property. A senior official from that company told Reuters in an interview, if the United States wants...
If they stand together, right, and they're like, no, how many people you think Trump is willing to kill to get a deal on oil?
Venezuelan oil, it will get it in, quote, due time and only by paying what everyone else pays. This completely contradicts what Donald Trump and what Marco Rubio said, in which the United States will take about 30 to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil and sell it itself. The PDVSA...
Chevron has always operated in Venezuela. They didn't even leave. Chevron was the only company authorized, though.
Says that talks are based upon the same commercial terms that are currently used for Chevron. That, by the way, is the only U.S. company that's licensed to export Venezuelan crude.
Oh, I didn't know he was about to say that.
Under these sanctions. Meanwhile, the Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that the United States has a three-step plan for Venezuela. First, stabilize the country. Next, oversee recovery. And then third, transition all of this to a new government. And Rubio also confirmed that seizing this oil is central to this plan. The bottom line is that Venezuela says that we're going to be cooperating with the United States, but we're not submitting into the United States. So there's a little bit of rubbing shoulders there on that. But one thing is clear. This oil is not going to be free to the United States. At least that's what Venezuela is saying. Venezuela says, quote, "We do not owe the United States anything."
Trump says, hey, they're just going to load it on a boat. They're bringing it up here to give it to us. They don't want it. They're just like, you can have it, Mr. Peacemaker. Who knows? There was also some stuff going on in Ukraine today. We put out warnings about strikes. There it is. Let's start here.
Zelensky's making a suggestion to Donald Trump saying, hey, what you just did in Venezuela with Maduro, taking him out, you should probably do the same thing to Putin's allies. Most importantly, the Chechen leader, Ramzan Kadyrov, saying, quote, "The U.S. has tools and knows how to use pressure when it wants to. Everyone saw how fast they acted with Maduro. Imagine they did the same with Kadyrov. Maybe Putin would start thinking." And while the Chechen leader did not like this, he took to Telegram to essentially mock Zelensky, showcasing that, yeah, he actually is angry about these comments. First by saying, notice he didn't even threaten to do it himself the way a man would. Adding later that now he's asking Americans for help. If you want to try to be a man, you won't succeed, but at least try. But then also ended it with a threat to anyone who enters his area, saying that, let me remind you, Z, an enemy may enter our republic, but leaving it will no longer be possible. You'll be taking a risk yourself. Doomed one. One thing in this statement is abundantly clear. Suggesting that the U.S. could remove him struck a nerve. He got angry about that, and he took that as a direct provocation. The U.S. would never do such a thing, but clearly, he thinks that it could be possible, which is why he responded in this way. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Zelensky's making a suggestion to Donald Trump saying, hey, what...
I think personally, back on to the ICE stuff, I think that if the administration can have it their way, that you shouldn't be, they don't even want people to be able to protest or yell or scream or blow whistles or whatever. None of that.
Hey, I just wanted to check in and making sure you're okay because, yeah, today's news was very much unhinged. As a reporter, there was just so much happening all at once. So, I mean, I apologize for giving you so many videos today, but I'm sure every creator that does news on this platform probably feels the same way I do. It's like every time you open your computer, you're just like, oh my God, this, oh my God, this, because there just was a lot. Almost every news story today could have been a headline on any normal day, you know, obviously.
And again, I guess it doesn't fit their media narrative, but why the fuck? Like they keep talking about how everything's fucking crazy and the temperature's up and we need to settle down. Why the fuck can they just say, we'll look into it? I don't know. It's a tragedy when anybody dies. We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll investigate it. Instead of like, she was a professional agitator and she was being disorderly and like, it's fucking crazy, dude.
We had federal agents going after a girl in Minneapolis and shooting her and killing her. Witnesses say it happened during protest with cars blocking the street. FBI is investigating. You know, was the police officer in front? Was he not in front? The Trump administration says one thing, but the video says something else. Meanwhile, the United States seized multiple ships today, one being Russian flagged, the other one being flagless. Russia then kind of being angry with the United States over this, though at the same time, Trump is still having a friendship with Russia. They might prosecute the Russians. It may not. There's a lot that happened there. Obviously, the tensions with Greenland, saying that, you know, taking Greenland with force could always be an option. European leaders saying that pretty much be the end of NATO if the United States goes after Greenland since it's under the Kingdom of Denmark, which is also in NATO. So there's a lot of back push there. And if that's not enough, obviously everything going on with
I said it last night. If Kristi Noem would have come out and been like, look, we don't want to see people die. That's not our goal. We're going to investigate this. I trust my officers, you know, I hope they make the right decision, but we're still going to get to the bottom of this. We'll look at, you know, everything, all the evidence, blah, 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 and we'll make sure that this is handled appropriately. Instead of being like, this is a leftist domestic terrorist was attacking us while we were building snowmen or whatever the fuck she said.
Venezuela handing over 50 million barrels of oil, and that money supposedly is going to be controlled by him as the president. Venezuela has the... I know. There's a lot that happened today. But I want you to take a breather. Because you can't get freaked out over every crazy news story. It's really overwhelming. And that's because objectively...
I'm too late. I'm already freaked out.
There are new threats today coming from Russia.
All right, here's the Ukraine-Russia stuff.
Not happy that the security guarantees that the United States and Ukraine have been working on are ready for Donald Trump to sign. At least that's what Zelensky said. But this also came as Russia in the overnight hours bombed multiple regions inside of Ukraine, leaving a lot of cities and towns without electricity. This new threat comes from the Russian Foreign Ministry that states that Western troops inside of Ukraine would be a legitimate target for Russia.
They apparently used the warnings were for an imminent attack that they knew was coming. And it seems like they went out and Russia used their hypersonic missile or whatever. No warheads.
Russia calling these people inside of Ukraine as legitimate combat targets, and that the new militaristic statements of the so-called coalition of the willing and the Kyiv regime form in their person a real axis of power. Let me remind you that the only way troops are going inside of Ukraine is if a peace deal is signed, and those people be there to make sure that peace continues. Which makes you think, why would troops inside?
Because they don't plan. Russia does not plan on honoring a peace deal. They've already had them, right? They've already signed them. They've already said this is over, and they didn't. So the only reason they'd be mad about peacekeepers being there, a coalition of the willing, which is people that are willing to help keep the peace on both sides, operate, you know, like a demilitarized zone. Why would they be so upset about that? Because they don't plan on honoring a peace deal.
Of Ukraine during a peacetime be a legitimate target when it's a peacetime. I know. All of this comes, though, as President Zelensky made the announcement that the U.S.-Ukraine security guarantee draft is, quote-unquote, essentially ready to be finalized. And that all that is needed right now is the approval from U.S. President Donald Trump. Officials on both sides have been working on the security guarantee for quite some time. We're talking about the coalition of the willing working together with the United States, putting something together in which they could prevent Russia from ever invading Ukraine again, or put together safeguards that if Russia ever invaded, Ukraine would be protected. Inside those guarantees is this peace force that would be inside of Ukraine, which, from Russia's comments today, make it seem like they're not going to accept this. But they might have to accept it, because late last night, it was announced by Senator Lindsey Graham that Donald Trump is now allowing them to move forward with more sanctions on Russia and its partners. You may remember that we had Senator Blumenthal on here to talk about this. This is what, all the way back in November, and now they can finally move forward with it. This bill would authorize sweeping
Imagine if he wouldn't have been sucking Putin's dick this entire time.
Secondary sanctions across any country that buys things from
having our fucking Marines on their hands and knees rolling out a red carpet for Vladimir fucking Putin.
Energy. That's looking at China, that's looking at India, Brazil, other countries. So this is pretty big. But as all of this is going on, Russia's intensifying their strikes on Ukrainian cities, which are now causing...
Trump is going to die. And I'm kind of scared of what's left of MAGA and his administration is going to do in his name. I think Trump is going to die in office. And I'm kind of scared of what they're going to do in his name.
a lot of blackouts. For example, just yesterday, you look at Dnipro and Zaporizhia, Russia hit it so hard that the majority of the regions didn't have power. And on top of that, we know roughly about 1 million people inside of Ukraine at this very moment do not have power or heat. Remember, it's the middle of winter. So yeah, there's a lot that is going on right now. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated with everything, so please do share my videos and follow me for more. There are new threats today coming from Russia, who's not happy.
To be really, the worst thing that could happen is they make a martyr out of him. Right? Somebody gets lucky, takes a shot, takes him out. Ugh.
Tonight could be a very bad night for Ukraine, as Zelensky said that they're getting a lot of information at this very moment from their intel that Russia is getting ready to launch another major attack inside of Ukraine. There had been intel over the past week and a half that Russia was
like 60 drones and their hypersonic missile.
Trying to do something over the Orthodox Christmas, which was yesterday, and now it seems like it's possible that those attacks might be happening tonight. This comes after what Russia just did yesterday, in which now over 1 million people don't have electricity or water or heat because of Russia's attack inside of different regions like Dnipro and Zaporizhia. Zelensky, in his nightly speech, says there is information that a new large-scale Russian strike may occur tonight. It is very important to pay attention to air raid alerts today, tomorrow, and at all times, and get to the shelters. Remember that Russia can produce up to 700 Shahed drones every single week, and we know they've been banking them for a bit to do a larger attack, and we worry that tonight or tomorrow could be it. As soon as we have any information, I'll be sure to keep you updated on it, so please do share my videos and follow me for more. Tonight could be a very bad night for Ukraine, as Zelensky just said that
it's going to keep updating. Right.
And defending the ICE officer who shot and killed yesterday a 37-year-old woman in Minneapolis. In an interview with the New York Times, he's saying that the officer acted in self-defense. He claims that, well, she tried running him over. Reporters who watch the footage say that it doesn't look like she was trying to run him over. If not, if anything, she was just trying to get out of there, as she was only trying to actually move her vehicle since she lived on the street. But Donald Trump is still insisting that, nope, she ran him over, and then called the footage horrible to watch. Then we saw Vice President J.D. Vance escalate things, calling Good, the woman who was ran over, a deranged leftist, and then demand Democrats say whether the officer was wrong to defend his life. Then,
I think we've already seen this, so let's get back to the Ukraine stuff.
The U.S. has just pulled out of dozens of international organizations and UN bodies, and you may have missed this because it happened last night and there was a lot of breaking news yesterday, but this is something that you need to understand, so pay attention. You may remember that back in 2025, the Trump administration ordered a full review of every international organization, treaty, and convention the U.S. belongs to and or funds. That review was completed. And in doing so, the United States is now withdrawing from dozens, and I say dozens, of different organizations or UN bodies. This includes climate groups, migration forums, democracy institutes, gender equality offices, major UN programs tied to climate change, population policy, and development. For UN agencies, withdrawal means that the U.S. stops participating and stops paying as long as the law allows it. According to the White House's website, they say here that this decision was made after the Secretary of State submitted filings and findings after multiple meetings with those inside the cabinet. But this is not the end of it. According to the White House, they say that more withdrawals could be happening over the next coming months as more reviews are ongoing. And just to clarify something here, the U.S. cannot pull out of any treaties unless Congress approves of it. So this announcement doesn't mean the U.S. is pulling out of treaties, but it does shrink the U.S. footprint when it comes to the UN system and global governance bodies. Supporters of this say that it saves the U.S. money, restores sovereignty. Those against it state that, well, this could weaken the U.S. influence, especially on climate, human rights, and global security. The bottom line is, this is probably one of the largest pullouts that the United States has ever done in modern history. And the global response, we haven't heard much yet because there is so many other things in the headlines, but I'm sure they're not happy about this. The U.S. has just pulled out of dozens. The United States
all of them.
got a warning from one of their embassies.
So Ukraine warned, and then the U.S. warned.
Side of Ukraine, essentially repeating what Zelensky said earlier today. In a statement, they said the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv has received information concerning a potentially significant
By the way, support the show. The country's going to hell. We're probably not going to make it out alive. Don't die with a bunch of money in your bank account. Send it to me so I can pay some bills.
attack that may occur at any time over the next several days. The embassy, as always, recommends U.S. citizens be prepared to immediately shelter in the event of an air alert if it is announced. This is on at this very second, as it looks like the entirety of Ukraine is currently in air alert. The map shows the entire country in red. We're not sure if the attack is happening tonight or over the next few days, but there is intel that indicates that Russia has been stockpiling a lot of air targets. We're talking about a lot of drones to target many things. This comes actually as we're seeing some trains that connect Budapest and Kyiv completely shut down due to blackouts, because there's a lot of rolling blackouts in Ukraine with over at least 1 million people in between at least 2 different states that don't have power, heat, or any kind of water. It's a big deal when Zelensky announces it. But when the U.S. embassy inside of Ukraine also announces it, it means more than likely the intel is matching the intel that the United States has and what Ukraine has. So I'll be sure to keep you updated. Please do share my videos and follow me for more. The United States just put out a warning from one of their embassies.
So Ukraine warning, U.S. warning.
Russia may have used the Orishnik ballistic missile on Ukraine. This is an intermediate range ballistic missile, an IRBM. And this was what was warned about earlier in the day. Zelensky warned about it, then the U.S. Embassy put a warning out about it. And now, unconfirmed as of yet, but there's a lot of credible information coming out, Russia may have used it against Lviv. The big important thing here is, from the videos and photos which you're watching right now, it's extremely likely that there was nothing inside, meaning there was no warhead. According to local reports on the ground, there were at least 6 different explosions. According to the military, they said that critical infrastructure was hit in the area, in which some areas then did experience blackouts. But there are still threats that another one of these could come. At least that is what the reports are saying, as Russia did launch, alongside with this, 110 other drones, and many believe that this missile was actually launched from Belarus. Something very important about this missile in general, as I said before, it is hypersonic, meaning that it is extremely fast. I believe it can go up to Mach 10. Obviously, that's not sustained, but what makes this so really dangerous, the fact that this thing can go up really fast, and it arcs up, and then comes down, and then launches essentially cluster munitions down to a...
So, again, the thing with hypersonic missiles is not that they're hypersonic. Most ballistic missiles are hypersonic. They're supposedly, Russia is kind of iffy on this. The true hypersonic missiles, and what people should be worried about with hypersonic missiles, if you're going to worry about them, we have the best missile defense systems in the world. Doesn't matter. Anyways, they're maneuverable at speed. Most things going that fast, when you try to make an adjustment, it's going to rip itself apart, right? When you get maneuverable at that speed, that's a different ballgame.
Certain area, and those are very hard to intercept. When it comes to its use, this is the second time Russia had used this inside of Ukraine. The first time was in Dnipro. I also believe those were empty as well, as Russia is now feeling like they're being put into a corner when it comes to peace negotiations and security guarantees. We saw Russia today angry with the fact that the coalition of the willing could potentially put troops inside of Ukraine once a peace deal is made, and so Russia is not happy. They're also angry with the United States because of that, and because the U.S. just took one of their oil tankers. As soon as we have any confirmation or any other information on this, I will be sure to let you know. So please do share my videos and follow me for more. Russia may have used the Orishnik ballistic missile on Ukraine. Homeland Security has just put a statement online.
So this missile comes in fast in an arc, and as it's coming back down, it releases bomblets, multiple bomblets. It's kind of hard for air defense to handle. Our air defense can, but
Homeland Security
that was the update. It was coordinated with 60 drones at the same time.
Statement online about the shooting that took place earlier today in Portland, Oregon. In a statement, they said,
so I haven't talked about this yet, but there was another shooting in Portland, Oregon. It sounds like it happened, from what I'm hearing from locals from Portland. I have not really checked into this, just know some people from Portland. They're saying that they heard it happened at the local hospital, like a hospital parking lot. And there should be footage of this because there's tons of cameras around a hospital. They did say it was like a bad area of town, like a lot of crime and shit like that. Now, DHS is claiming they were trying to get a Tren de Aragua member, and he was the driver, and they fled away with the passenger, tried to ram him and shooting, blah, blah, blah. That's all I've heard so far. That's all I know.
At 2:19 PST, U.S. Border Patrol agents were conducting a targeted vehicle stop in Portland, Oregon. The passenger of the vehicle and target is a Venezuelan illegal alien affiliated with the transnational Tren de Aragua prostitution ring and involved in a recent shooting in Portland. The vehicle driver is believed to be a member of the vicious Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. When agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with a passenger, fleeing the scene. This situation is evolving, and more information is forthcoming. The FBI put their own statement online saying the FBI Portland is investigating an agent-involved shooting that happened approximately 2:15 p.m. They said it involved a Customs and Border Patrol agent in which 2 individuals were wounded. There remains an active and ongoing investigation led by the FBI, and then that's the latest we know so far. Homeland Security has just put a statement online about the shooting that took place earlier.
I don't know if has there been any updates on that, guys?
At the International Space Station early due to a medical issue. That is what the NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman said in a statement today. He says, yesterday, January 7th, a single crew member on board the station experienced a medical situation.
I need to ask Bert. Has Bert watched the news so we don't have to? Anybody know?
That is now stable. After discussions with the chief health and medical officer and leadership across the agency, I've come to the decision that it's in the best interest of our astronauts to return Crew 11 ahead of their planned departure. This, by the way, is the first time in the International Space Station's 25-year history that they had to end a mission early due to a medical condition. But just so that we're clear here, this is not an evacuation, and the person, they're not listing who, is stable. So not like they're having a heart attack actively at the second and they got to evacuate. They looked at what happened here and they made the decision that, you know what, why don't we all come back to Earth? NASA has not released any information yet on a timeline. They did say they'll give us more information within the next 48 hours. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated, so please do share my videos and follow me for more. NASA is ending a mission at the International Space Station early.
Brett Zelder.
Issue. That is what the
I love Tesla. I love Tesla.
And they're going to eat your ass. And they're going to eat your ass.
Birds.
And they're going to eat your ass.
My flabbers have been gasted, birds.
And they're going to eat your ass.
Damn.
You've got them blocking roads everywhere in New York, in Minnesota, all over, beating up people, dragging them out of their cars just randomly. And I've got countless videos of leftists saying, it's what the Second Amendment's for, get your guns and kill ICE. And it's all coming up.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Bert's going to eat your ass.
War might start by the Democrats saying, let's all get our guns.
Isn't that what you guys are for?
They're going to run out now and try to buy guns and not even know how to do it, number one. Number two, they're going to find out that they can't get the gun out of the store for 2 weeks because they have it waiting.
As much as you claim to know about socialism and communism and leftist ideology, you would know they own guns and they're not afraid to use them.
Period. So they're going to buy rifles that they can take with them, shotguns. You can take those right now. They don't know how to shoot them.
You're in the wrong state. I can buy any gun right goddamn now and leave with it.
They're going to run out now and try to buy guns and not even know how to do it, number one. Number two, they're going to find out that they can't get the gun out of the store for 2 weeks because they have a waiting period. So they're going to buy rifles that they can take with them, shotguns. You can take those right now. They don't know how to shoot them. I can just see a lot of broken collarbones coming up with these idiots. They're going to try to come to war with the people that actually use guns all the time, that collect guns, that have more guns. And the Republicans have 5.
This is their weird wet dream they have about being the only people who are anywhere close to ready to fight an invading army. I don't know. It's so fucking weird.
10 times.
Any day, anytime, any battlefield, Bert, I would destroy you.
More guns than the left does. There are some leftists out there that have weapons. There are some people that were in the military and know how to use a gun, and then somehow or another they fell on their head sometime in their life. Their mother dropped them when they were a child, and they became a libtard.
They went to the military. They learned how to use weapons. They learned how to use guns. Then they were babies dropped on their heads.
But for the most part, with exceptions, you want to start a civil war with civilians and you want to be the one that brings the gun to the fight against us? That's freaking hilarious.
Anytime, any battlefield, buddy.
They've always been against the wars. They've always been against guns. It's all the guns' fault. It's the guns. Now they're going, go get our guns. They're taking us out. We need to go get guns. I got news for you. The Democrats started the first Civil War, too. If you know your history, you know the Democrats are the ones that started the Civil War. And if another one starts, it's going to be the Democrats that started it. And it's going to be just like the last Civil War, the Republicans that end it. But we're not going to F around and find out. We're not going to wait and give you a chance to dig in. You come out one weekend shooting, I got news for you. Monday morning, the rest of the Republicans are going to do something they never do.
I bet.
They're going to take a couple of days off work, and they're going to eat your ass.
Oh! They do that all the time. That's why Grindr crashes every time they go to a new city, bro.
I got news for you. Monday morning, the rest.
Fucking, what was that? Hold on, let me show you something. So, Benny, is it Benny Johnson? Is that who it was? Benny Johnson announced that he was headed to California to expose all the corruption that was going to be, that his podcast was headed to California to expose corruption much worse than what you could ever find in Minnesota. Orders of magnitude worse. They were going to call everybody out. They're going to show up. They're going to expose all this fraud. And the Gavin Newsom press office replied to it and said, we'll make sure the Grindr servers are ready. Oh, it was so funny. Here it is. Nice beard, Benny. This claim is accurate as the spelling in your tweet. I'm pretty sure it was this account. Hold on, let's do this. Gavin Newsom Press. Grindr. Here it is. Benny Johnson. Fraud investigation announcement. Next week, our team is traveling to the fraud capital of the world, California. The fraud uncovered in Minnesota was very bad and led to the destruction of Tim Walz's career. But Gavin Newsom's California is far worse. The American taxpayer needs to see firsthand how criminal California fraud is robbing our nation blind. Here's just a glimpse of what we already know. State auditor found $70 billion in taxpayer funds have been lost. $24 billion spent on non-existent homelessness programs. $18 billion poured into non-existent high-speed rail. $32 billion COVID relief funds stolen. $2.5 billion lost to SNAP fraud. Billions spent on rebuilding after the Palisades fires. No homes built. We're building the trip right now. What do you want to see us cover? We need your help and suggestions. Reach out to us directly if you have any tips on fraud in California. Fraud@BennyJohnson.com. The American taxpayers are pissed. We fight for them. And the Gavin Newsom press office said, we'll make sure Grindr servers are ready. You don't bounce back from that. You're just done. That's it. You're done. It's over. You're done. We'll make sure the Grindr servers are ready. We'll eat your ass. We'll take 2 days off work to come eat your ass.
The Republicans are going to do something they never do. They're going to take a couple of days off work and they're going to eat your ass. That's what they're going to do. The Republicans say, boys, we're not going to work today. Everybody meet us down at the courthouse where we stand there with our hands over our hearts, say a pledge of allegiance to the flag, get in our pickup trucks, and go kill us some Democrats. Now, is that what we really want? Hell no. But that's what you'll get if you try to start a war.
You don't have a car, gas money, or money for ammunition. You're going to ask for donations to get a car to go to the courthouse, Bert?
With Republicans. I hope that doesn't happen. And I'm not advocating for it. I'm just predicting that that's the way it'll go down.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. What are you going to do, hitchhike there? God, what a fucking loser, dude. I wonder what happened to the astronaut that they called off the mission. Kind of interesting, no? We'll make sure the Grindr servers are ready. Damn, dude. Damn. Oh, Trax did an update. Kind of disappointed in Trax. Not that he said anything that I'm like, fuck this guy, I'll never talk to him again. But he did go on the Patrick. I just showed you guys Trax, right? Because all this shit was going on. He went on the PBD podcast, Patrick Bet Davis podcast. Was kind of talking shit. I mean, not nothing that I'm like, I fuck him, he's a Trump supporter. But still, I don't, our political ideology doesn't line up. But here's the update. The last one you watched was this one, right? Where you got spit on and they went to jail. So I'll catch you up. Here we go. Bro got the picture framed. The picture of them trying to choke him out with his chain, he got it framed.
You tried to kill me with this chain because you and your stupid ass family didn't want to give a refund.
Look at it in the background.
Sat here. That's Freddie right there.
Look at it.
And he's right here pulling his
Bro got it framed, dude. That goes hard.
pulling as hard as he can on the chain. All I could do was hope my staff could save me, which they did. Okay? So for your attempted murder and for your brother spitting in my face, you couldn't have the fucking sense to give a fucking refund, you stupid bastard, bro. That's how fucking sick and evil you motherfuckers are. Gotta get the money. I'm grateful to the NYPD. I'm grateful to my staff for saving my life. George, Freddie, and your stupid ass fucking father with his dumb ass Hitler mustache. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. Diamond District ain't for you, you dumb motherfucker, bro. Yo, Freddie, you tried to kill me.
All right, so that was the first update, and then he had another one today.
Too much.
The dude knows how to get people's attention. That's why I found him, right? He makes these fucking videos that blow up. He's out here throwing away $20,000 in Times Square.
Can't give a refund.
I guess that's Times Square, right?
Can't let money go, bro. But I can. These three people.
He's got him on his T-shirt. He's got him on his T-shirt.
They got greed as a religion. They can't let the money go. They rather kill me. So I'm in for another $20,000 on top of my refund, but it doesn't matter. Whatever Bradford Cohen as a lawyer gets me as restitution, I'm giving to my staff, to my family.
So he's got a lawyer to sue him.
And the people in New York. I don't need their greedy money. I don't need their greedy money. And where's Mickey at? I'm right here. I'm done. Okay, what are you throwing? $1, bro? Get some money. What's wrong with this guy? Yo. Yo. You should be sorry. That's the problem. People can't handle me.
So that was somebody that come up and was basically like shoving and pushing to get the money that he's just giving away. Tried to take it out of that guy's hand. Did you see that? Why, he's handing it to this guy right here. See this money? This guy tries to grab it directly from his hand.
What's wrong with this guy? Yo. Yo. You should be sorry. That's the problem. People can't handle nothing, bro. Can't let $1 go.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch the one that's
You catch a fucking one here. Catch the ones, baby. Catch the ones. It ain't hard to catch. We're gonna throw them all up. How hard is it to throw some money in the people? So Akai, for spitting in my face, for strangling me, I'm gonna make you an example for the world for greed, bro. Learn how to.
This has certainly kickstarted his growth again. Like tons of people are finding his content.
Go.
But this guy, the reason I like him is because he always stood on business. Like when there were other jewelry people talking shit about him, he flew to the UK to fight somebody in a boxing match. Like, fuck it. Let's just go. Let's throw hands.
Whatever I get from Akai, thanks to Bradford Cohen, I'm going to share. I
But it's all content, too. Everything is content.
know how to share money, okay? Because money's not my God. Do you understand that? Don't fuck with my brother Max, baby. Don't fuck with Trax. Too much.
So if you see him on Patrick Bet Davis, I was not impressed with his political views. I wouldn't say he outright endorsed Trump. He said that Trump was trying to save the dollar. That he used to believe in Obama, but now he thinks Obama was just all talk and a good salesman because Obamacare was his big thing, and then the website crashed when they opened it. Just a bunch of like silly shit without outright endorsing either side, but still. Made me think a little bit less of him, for sure. Not to mention, man, if he's going to try to cater to that side of the internet, like you've seen how they feel about Jews, right? Maybe he can make you a nice grill. I would like to buy something from him just to support him. I mean, it'll probably be a t-shirt, but I definitely don't have grill money. I like to have grill money. I just don't. By the way, while we're on the subject of using a vehicle as a weapon, turns out there was a vehicle used as a weapon. The problem was it was ICE behind the wheel.
Viral tonight, it's now being investigated by alarming video going viral tonight. It's now being investigated by Rialto police. It shows a man being chased and hit by a pickup truck and then taken into custody by several unidentified members of law enforcement. Rialto police say they've determined this happened just before noon today along West Foothill Boulevard. Police say they were not notified of any immigration enforcement activity. Now they're trying to locate the alarming video going viral tonight. It's now being investigated by Rialto police. It shows a man being chased and hit by a pickup truck and then taken into custody by several unidentified members of law enforcement. Rialto police say they've determined this happened just before noon today along West Foothill Boulevard. Police say they were not notified of any immigration enforcement activity. Now they're trying to locate the driver of that pickup truck. We've reached out to ICE to inquire about any enforcement happening in this area, but we have not yet gotten a
Like, how can they be upset and claim that people are ramming them with vehicles when we got videos like this
investigated by
where they are ramming people with vehicles?
Being chased and hit by a pickup truck and then taken into custody by several unidentified members of law enforcement. Rialto police say they've determined this happened just before noon today along West Foothill Boulevard. Police say they were not notified of any immigration enforcement activity. Now they're trying to locate the driver of that pickup truck. We've reached out to ICE to inquire about any enforcement happening in the
Fucking insane, dude. Also, we had, did you guys see the video at the, hold on. I showed up at a high school, hold on, in Minnesota. They tackled an administrator. They tear gassed everybody there. Roosevelt High School.
Bitch ass niggas, bro.
That was a grenade. That was a tear gas grenade.
So basically, administrators made them leave, wouldn't let them in. Roosevelt High School did a good job.
I got bear tackle down in football, bitch.
They literally just killed someone.
The students helped and fucking helped keep the doors barred. The administrators stood up. Tried to get them off campus. They tackled one. They used pepper spray on some of the students and administrators. But then,
You guys are fucking murderers.
You guys gotta go.
the community showed up. Like, a lot of these people obviously are adults and they're not teachers. That's the community from around just showed up to see what the fuck was going on. That's where all the whistles came from. But after that, the dark horse they weren't betting on, they brought Jesse Ventura out of retirement. Jesse fucking Ventura.
Did it make you feel better to have that conversation, or what would you say?
No. So Jesse Ventura graduated from this high school, and he came to this high school to tell them they did a good job, standing up to ICE, not letting people in, all that shit.
Chris, did it make you feel better to have that conversation, or what would you say?
No, I'm just saying, as a graduate of Roosevelt High School and as the former governor of Minnesota, I'm so proud of Roosevelt High School and how they stood up for what is supposed to be America and freedom. And freedom is not arresting people without warrants. We have a system here. It's called a Constitution. And we have a party, the Republicans, who don't seem to want to abide by the Constitution. January 6th is a prime example of that. And now they're all free and they're in charge. You know what? Maybe it's time for Jesse. I only did one term. I'm owed a second.
Mr. Ventura, can you tell us, remind us, you went to school here?
I went to school here. I'm a 1969 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt. I'm proud of them for what they did. They made me proud as an alumni. Go Teddies.
What are your thoughts? I know we're jumping in, probably doubling up on some of his questions, but what are some of your thoughts about what unfolded yesterday, and then after that, what you saw?
Well, I've told you already. We're a country of the Constitution. We have leadership now that has destroyed the Constitution. They don't follow it. They could care less about it.
Am I right or
Trump's not going to like this.
I took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I view after January 6th, the Republican Party is a domestic enemy to our Constitution. I can't get any bolder than that, can I?
And you obviously saw the video that the student shot outside here, and that obviously elicited a lot of emotions for you. Just watching
What do you mean
that,
the student shot?
there were some students who shot the video of the chaos here yesterday.
No, I didn't even see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? Okay, I thought you
didn't
did.
see it.
Okay.
The only thing I've seen is the murder.
So talk about, you were a student here. When did you graduate?
In 1969.
Have you been back here? Talk about that. Is this like the first time back?
No. Came back to homecoming 2 years ago. No. I'm a proud graduate. I held 3 school records in swimming, 2 District 17 records. Our football team was undefeated. We won. Back then, there were no playoffs. We played St. Paul Central for the Twin City Championship and defeated them, I think it was 21-6. And we did that at the old brick house, if you remember that, the old University of Minnesota. That's where they used to play the Twin City Championship game. There weren't playoffs then.
Dave Winfield was on that Central team, wasn't he?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. We beat Dave Winfield in Central.
Just to be abundantly clear about what you're doing, what you wanted to do at the school here today.
I just came here today to show my support as a graduate of Roosevelt and tell them how proud I was of what they did of keeping ICE off of this campus. This is a place of learning. And you learn things like the Constitution. You learn about warrants. You learn about things of that nature. And what we're getting right now is violating all that, what kids are being taught. You want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf, right?
Damn.
You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany and start comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany to what's happening here.
The person I actually got hit.
Read history. You learn from history. And this is nothing new. This is all repeated. This is a game plan, it looks like to me, you know, of what's going on here. How dare Minnesota, we'll take care of ourselves. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants.
Some people have said this undermines local law enforcement.
It undermines the entire Constitution. The military cannot be turned loose unless it's a national emergency. They're going to tell me this is a national emergency.
Message for Trump and/or message for Governor Walz?
Who was that? You mean the draft dodging coward?
Oh,
I don't call him by name.
Oh.
Repeated. This is a game plan, it looks like to me, you know, of what's going on here. How dare Minnesota, we'll take care of ourselves. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants.
Some people have said this undermines local law enforcement.
It undermines the entire Constitution. The military cannot be turned loose unless it's a national emergency. They're going to tell me this is a national emergency.
Message for Trump and/or message for Governor Walz?
Who was that? You mean the draft dodging coward? I don't call him by name. He's the draft dodging coward who, when it was his time to serve his country, he did what all rich white boys did. I wasn't a rich white boy. I grew up in South Minneapolis. Most of me and all my friends are Vietnam veterans. We had to go. But the rich white boys never had to go, did they? And he didn't have to go, did he? And yet he's going to tell me what courage is?
Are you supporting Governor Walz and Mayor Frey the way they've been outspoken towards?
Absolutely. Good for them and good for these people that stood up. They're teaching their students something, that we are a country, that we have to be a country of law and a country of the Constitution. They're all forgetting about the Constitution of the United States of America. We don't even have it anymore. After January 6th, are you kidding me? And then they all get turned loose, and now they're in charge? I gave up on this country when this guy got... I haven't even watched the news since last November. I stumbled onto this, and now look what you've done to me.
Well, thank you for stopping. I appreciate it.
Here I was leading a nice, quiet life, and now you've injected me back in here, and probably going to make me the governor of Minnesota again.
And you seem fired up and motivated.
Because somebody needs to clean up what the Democrats and Republicans constantly wreck. And you notice I lump them together. You know, I should use my old name for them, the Democrips and the Republicans, which my apologies to the Crips and Bloods for using their name in that way.
And Governor, would you like to say anything about yesterday, what happened, a tragic situation?
Any time you have the loss of life that it needlessly happens, that's tragedy. And what occurred yesterday did not have to happen. There is no way. I've seen the tape of it, and who is this, the governor of South Dakota? Has she ever met a person of color? Do they have any in South Dakota?
Good. Thank you for stopping. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No one knew what to say to that.
Talking about on that, right?
Nice talk. Thank you.
Damn. Pulled him out of retirement, boys. He needs to take that SEAL hat off. He's not worthy of that nor anything that represents people who defend this country. Do they not know he was a Navy SEAL?
Did it make you feel better?
They're slow. Couple more. Walter Masterson finally getting to the bottom of this fraud in the United States. Thank God. He is honestly, Walter Masterson is a small man standing on the back of the giant who is Nick Shirley.
Open up and show us your children! Why won't you let me in to see your children? I have a YouTube channel! If you thought the Somali daycare scandal was big, strap in. Apparently there's these things called churches.
Do you know that these buildings, they don't even pay taxes? Yeah, like where are the children?
Look at this. It's daytime. No people. This door is locked.
Where are all the kids?
This church has capacity for 1,200 people. Look how many people are here today.
Oh my God.
When is Sunday school going on?
Today's Friday, so Sunday school happens on Sunday.
I don't know about that.
It's
I don't know about that.
it's Friday, so.
Oh, apparently no one goes to school on Friday.
Basically empty, no children. And then they threw us out when we asked where they're keeping all of their gambling proceeds.
Have you ever seen a Sunday school come out of that church?
Have I?
Yeah.
No.
Yep, exactly.
I'm making bagels.
And how long have you been making bagels?
Pops bagels?
How long have you?
For a couple of years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you ever been in that church?
I have not been in that church.
Has anyone?
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you. You're a true patriot.
What's this?
Archbishop John J. Hughes, immigrant.
It is Friday at 1:45 p.m. and no one is at this door.
Have you ever seen any children coming out of this Sunday school?
No.
Yep. Thank you. Exactly. The bus driver has never seen a Sunday school at this church. So you've done extensive research on the church fraud.
I talked to my friend who works in the government, and he gave me these numbers that I didn't want to believe at first.
And this came from your contacts at City Hall.
Yeah, and the day after
Ooh, that is pretty damning.
this to me, he died.
Oh my God. The day after he gave it to him. Of course, he died.
Open up and show us your children! Why won't you let
These numbers that I didn't want to believe at first.
And this came from your contacts at City Hall.
Yeah, and the day after he gave this to me, he died.
Open up and show us your...
Pretty damning evidence, if I do say so myself. What about, okay, now I've got something. We all need to laugh, okay? Before ICE kills us all. 12th largest military in the world. Can't afford body cams, whatever. I could just imagine this woman loves Nick Alvear. That's all I've got to say. Here we go. Try to keep up.
Too, what I want.
Oh, that's the wrong fucking one, you stupid piece of shit. No! No, 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 no. What is the account? I am was the account. No fucking way. This woman was so goddamn funny. Let me see if I can find her. Hold on. Damn it, I really wanted to show that too. It's not going to be my fucking watch history because, god damn it, they deleted the video. I'm guessing that, hold on. I'm guessing that TikTok took it down. It was getting attention, and it looked like she didn't typically get views because she had a whole fucking account up. That hardly ever got views. Damn it. Let me grab the description from this. Hold on. Columbia, Wrightsville, Bridge, River, Lancaster. Yes, a mud flutter. Damn it, dude. Damn it. She was so fucking crazy going around. And people are like, this is private property. She's like, how the fuck do you own a bridge? And she got in an argument with, god damn it. It was going to be good, chat.
Okay, if you want unequivocal, slam dunk evidence of a mud flood or intentional burial, you're about to get it. This hotel in London has 4 floors.
This isn't it. I don't know. I can't find it.
Sketches of the building have 5 floors, which they say weren't completed to save on costs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But as you can see, I had to walk up steps to reach the hotel. But it looks as if underground, beneath this glass, the building just keeps on going. And it turns out there's a London Underground station beneath the building. So let's go and check it out. And what do you know, we found the missing 5th floor underground. And it can't just be a basement, because why are there bricked up windows there? All they've done is simply build a station around the buried ground floor.
Mud flood.
And here you can see,
makes sense, guys.
Looking glass, all 5 stories of the building. And here you see a sketch of the building with the 5th floor.
The Tartaria mud flood theory is a controversial hypothesis that suggests a catastrophic event.
Perfect example. She had figured out that we were living on top of 7 previous civilizations.
The mud flood. So we've got these all blocked up. And look, door, but this is going to run straight. But as you can see, this one's blocked up. This door is getting shorter. These are too short, and in the ground they go. Talking about those windows down here. Like it. All the way down. Now we're...
Oh, wait. I don't know what I'll show you instead. Fucking Shelly Belly. For some reason, she won't block me on Facebook. So I've just been there she is, right there, like clockwork. I posted last week about tunnels in Rome, Georgia. I shared that the Lord said there were tunnels at the Levee, Coosa Country Club, Myrtle Hill, the Forum all the way down to Darlington School. Well, the Lord said, go to Rome. I did. This is what he showed me. I've called the authorities to have reach and rescue to search these tunnels for children. It's a drainage tunnel, okay? Under a sidewalk. I've called authorities to have search and rescue search the tunnels for children. There needs to be boats on the water while the water is low to search the banks for access tunnels. I'm telling you, this is for real. Myrtle Hill, a tunnel was closed with a mausoleum of the Beatty family. I don't care. The tunnels need to be checked now. While the waters are down, anyone with access to a boat needs to be on these waters checking the banks and reporting. Please take me seriously. Please. I told everyone, the Lord said it. It is the truth. He proved it today. These holes lead to bigger rooms. There's also a tunnel from this area that leads to Cartersville. There may be makeshift gates at these tunnels, but they are active. Is it a cover-up? Anyone that has family who are search and rescue, this needs to be searched for our missing children. Please. Let's get into our pictures. This is a parking garage. All this sidewalk, and there's a drainage tunnel down here. Maybe. There it is. Close up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. A mausoleum. Which means an entrance to a baby auction. Those are secret access panels. Like she left her whole family and everybody behind to chase negative 48 around the country. So now she's just got a lot of time on her hands. She also thinks I'm a demon. So there's that. And she just goes around looking for baby tunnels. She thinks she got this big win because Rome, Georgia, she said that she had no idea that Rome, Georgia had tunnels underneath it. But it's like their big deal. Like you can tour the tunnels and shit. And she had no idea. And she was told by God that Rome, Georgia had tunnels under it. And then suddenly she finds a post talking about touring underground Rome, Georgia.
Well, I'm on my way.
So just
Street.
So what happened was they come up with this super ambitious plan where they raised all the roads in Rome, Georgia, and there's a whole tunnel system underneath it. It's pretty cool.
But this here, what you're looking at,
they give tours of it,
water-powered engine. Okay, it's one of two that you'll see.
I was deep in Mariah's baby tunnel last night.
I'm calling it an engine. The next guy's gonna call it an elevator.
To be fair, it does feel like there's extra room in there, like if they were going to hold an auction or something.
See, is that it's more than an elevator. It's an engine. And there was another.
So there's elevators that go down through here, and then there's like all the bars and downtown's basements go like down in here, and they used to take deliveries. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing. I would like to go on this tour, right? It's like for years, it's kind of abandoned now, but for years, instead of having like deliveries, like the inner workings, like the stuff behind the scenes for like restaurants and hotels and shit to operate, they use these underground tunnels. But now they're mostly, closed off and destroyed and disrepair.
Wire that ran from the end down there all the way through the end of the building and out to the railroad.
The tour would be cool.
Bridge is now a walking bridge. That railroad bridge used to turn. Well, why would it have to turn? It would have to turn because there are steamships, big ships that are coming through here that need to be loaded with cotton to be shipped down to the Coosa and on out to Alabama and everywhere else. And so this was one of the engines that actually helped turn that bridge at that time period. Pretty incredible to think that that back in the 1800s, 1878 and afterwards, that they had the ability to do this with this kind of equipment. Yeah, I mean, it's not so different from hydraulic. I mean,
big steam engine.
Whole boiler. Arguably still is. But
so see, all these people are on a tour.
You don't have those windows for looking outside.
I bet you this was fucking wild during the time when, like, Prohibition and shit. It would be cool to check it out. But Shelley claims, even though this is one of their biggest tourist attractions in Rome, Georgia, she claims that she had no idea about it. Instead, God told her. God told her, and then she just randomly found out. She just randomly found out that there were tunnels. Let's see what else she's got. I'm just always talking shit on all her posts. And she's like, I know who you are, Wilbert, the demon. Did anyone see this last night that can describe what it was doing? I saw one video. Did anyone get a video of this? Supposed to hear, please? Thanks. No, this is not my photo. I saw it on Facebook. And so this happened near me. It was Starlink, right? It's this line. You can even track these online. They'll tell you when they're going to be there and why. But then someone hops in her comments is like, does anybody think they're just telling us that it's Starlink because it's really something much different that Trump's doing? And Shelley's like, exactly. That's why I want to know. Like, she's so fucking, goddamn, Shelley's crazy. Authorities better start arresting, or there comes a day that you will be held responsible. You took an oath to protect and defend we the people. Please hear our pleas. We have a generation that their parents are absent because of drugs. We owe it to them to protect and right the wrongs of not doing something sooner. And for some reason, she shares a picture of Donald Trump that says time to take out the garbage. 10 likes and 2 shares in 11 hours, and you wonder why this world is like it is. People would rather forward a laugh, meme, or someone's mugshot rather than share truth and put drug dealers on notice. To take a clear stand against the enemies who seek to hunt our children. Find your courage for God's sake. For our children's sake. Are you happy and comfy with your little family and perfect little family? While demons are destroying, hunting, killing families and children all over this land, there are two sides. There would be no lukewarm Christians. This is good versus evil. She has all these meltdowns. She's been calling out her local politicians, claiming that they traffic children and sell drugs. And one of them tried to argue back with her until she just went, like, super crazy. Like, what the fuck do you do with this crazy? Miss Mullinax, I received your submission regarding your concerns in Calhoun, Georgia. My unit primarily investigates child sex trafficking cases throughout Georgia. Do your concerns relate to children being trafficked? I look forward to hearing from you. Not only does the Attorney General get the information. Space Force is retrieving all the information, so it's being documented, and it forces accountability for all levels. No more corrupt agencies. There are good guys in uniform that are going to arrest the corruption from within. President Trump said people better start getting arrested, which means those in uniform better start arresting those who are corrupt and the drug lords controlling them, or else you will be going to jail for not doing your job and allowing evil to exist. We the people have the power. No more telling authorities and nothing being done. Space Force will have it all. People have known who the drug dealers are in this town for decades, and yet they are never arrested. Then this town reaping what those in power allowed to exist. It's time to flip the tables. We the people take it to the top. Banks loving blood money and drug money of these known drug dealers and sex traffickers and their snake pit businesses in this town that you say, I won't go there because it's so bad. Your silence allows it to exist. We have 2 young adults that went missing from Flying J, and yet we just stay silent. What more has to happen, y'all? When is enough enough? Why would 2 young adults possibly disappear from a Flying J? It's a truck stop. They probably hitched a fucking ride, bro. Human. People don't listen. Children are being trafficked. What you gonna do? Drug dealers are the one trafficking children. Delta Force. Oh, goddamn. What the fuck did she share on TikTok?
I've come to the realization.
Oh my God, she's got a TikTok account. Oh, I think we might have found this before, actually.
You deserve someone who will be honest with you. You deserve someone.
By the way, she just ran out on her husband, her kids, and grandkids. Boom, left. And went and followed around a grifter, -48, who claimed he was JFK Jr. and he was waiting for his dad to return in Dallas.
Family isn't just.
Left her husband. Her husband had to get a divorce with her absence. She wouldn't even come home for Dallas for the divorce.
Hey, y'all. So, on the Lord's Day, every day is the Lord's Day, right? That's what we have to do. Go out and spread His love every day of the week, not just on Sundays, not just on Saturdays, but every day of the week. We have to be the light in this dark world.
So I contacted her back years ago and told her that I had secret information about how -48 died. We got in a big fight because she thought I was a demon. Perfect audio! God damn, thank God you're having trouble playing the video.
So we have people out there that is pushing fear. Fear of the things that are to come, things that, they think's going to happen. Just trying to do whatever they can.
Why does she have one eye that blinks slower than the other one? Is that where -48 put the money shot?
Well, fear is of the enemy.
-48 died at a motocross track trying to ride motocross. It was so fucking weird. And then, instead of being sad that he died, they claimed the Trump administration either faked it or the black hats faked it, and they tried to go after the detective investigating the death.
Lord says, fear not, right? So don't allow the enemy to get to you. Be bold, be brave, stand for God in all things.
She's lost fucking everything. She's still out here trying to save these kids.
I've come to the realization.
Fucking insane, dude. Insane. Oh, here's that video I just showed you. This is her being vindicated about the story. Does anyone know the story behind this tower rebuilt on St. Peter's Church, Rome, Georgia? Does anyone know the story of the tower of St. Peter's Church in Rome, Georgia? Why was it rebuilt halfway up? Who has full access to underground Rome, Georgia? Why is sexual assault nonprofit fundraising and using the tunnels underground as their fundraising venue? It's about to roll uphill. Tunnels, underground city, Rome, Italy, Rome, Georgia, Rome clock tower, Back to the Future, 88 miles per hour, lightning bolt emoji. See how it all fits together? And it's literally Rome saying, for those who may not know, Broad Street was actually built up a level after a huge flood in 1886. They're posting about all the underground like crazy. March 8th, 2024, Trump rally at the Forum in Rome, Georgia. God was showing me then I was taking pictures of the river. That was stupid. Thank you, God, for sending this messenger to give me this link. I know what God said to me. There's a whole town underground in Rome, Georgia. There are tunnels that are being used for human trafficking. God said it. Who are you to question me? This is a post from 2021 that an angel just sent me. Thank you. It's been in our faces the whole time. President Donald J. Trump, and she tags him, thank God, has been showing us all the places they're trafficking out, rallies and places he chooses. God showed me the water level when I was waiting for the rally at the Forum. It's on the side of the building. When the floods came that day of the rally, the heavens were telling me. I just couldn't connect the dots until now. God help us. People need to come forward with their information to save lives. And she's sharing tours of the underground. She picked up this crackhead one time, and I guess the crackhead told her that she was like, I'll take you to church. And the crackhead's like, I don't want to go to church. Last time I was in there, they didn't make me feel welcome. And she started calling out the church and the pastor and the pastor's wife, all kinds of shit. Like, she gets super messy on Facebook. It's pretty funny. And for some reason, she won't block me. Like, I've done all the things. She should definitely block me. Is this Shelly Belly singing? That's enough of that. We got in a big argument, and she's like, tell the people who you are. You're a demon. Oh, I can show you guys that, actually, if I go to my notifications. I'm sure it's still there. I argue with a lot of people on Facebook. This is where I take out aggression when people are dumb. She's like, tell them who you are. Tell them you're a demon. Here we go. Let's see. What's it say? Concerned citizens of Gordon County admins aren't concerned at all about the safety and well-being of anyone but themselves. I posted about the tunnels in Rome, Georgia, and they removed it and suspended me from posting. You are the fake news and censoring important information for the public safety and security. President Donald J. Trump, please send in the military to shut down these tunnels and save the children ASAP. And someone said, let's see, let's do all comments. Someone said, how do you know this, Shelly? And Shelly said, how do I know what? And they said, about the tunnels, just curious. And I said, because she is loony and made it all up, claims God gave it to her in a dream or some other stupid shit. This woman needs mental help. And she says, God revealed it to me regarding the tunnels. I didn't know anything about tunnels in Rome, but people have confirmed there are, and the post was removed. The Lord said specifically, around the levee, at the conjunction of the rivers, and they connect the Forum Coosa Country Club and Darlington. I'm not saying any of these places are aware or involved. I'm just saying these tunnels need to be checked. That is what the Lord's message was to me. And she said, oh, they thought Noah and Jesus was crazy too. I know what the Lord said. And someone said, no, she's not loony. There are tunnels everywhere in this country. Maybe open your eyes and do a little research of your own before calling someone a name. You sound like you really thought that was Biden being the so-called president. Lol. Do your own research. Compare pictures of Biden years ago and now before you call people names. Then they put this like granny meme with like her hands on her hips. And she says, thank you, Gloria. I love you. Tell them, Wilbert, who you are. And I said, Shelly Belly, who am I? And she said, Wilbert, you are the demon that threatened me. You think you got away with it. And I said, threatened you? Got any proof I threatened you? I made fun of your goofy ass for a few days, and you tried telling everyone I was Satan. Laugh out loud. I always get away with everything. I am the internet, shells. She said, you admitted it was you on your live call, texting me, making threat. God's going to cut you down. You don't bother me. He is my defender and protector. You are nothing. So I put, hi, sure, Shelly. It's your made-up imaginary world and your imaginary God. I'm just living in it. Maybe you'll find another male grifter to throw your family away for and chase around Texas. You seem lonely. She said, you are the lonely stalker. You came stalking my account and posted on my wall. Tell me, who is the lonely one? You admitted you're a demon. God destroys demons. God wins. Demons lose 100%. This is biblically. Jesus Christ knows everything about you. If you're just possessed, I rebuke the demons inside of you in Jesus Christ's name. Demons are destroyed. You have no power or authority over me. Jesus Christ is coming for you. Your little G God has nothing on my big G God. I pray for your soul. Repent, turn to God. The demons are terrible, and they tremble at the sound of Jesus Christ's name. You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. I said, Shelly Belly, I'm happily married with 2 kids. How's Protzman doing? And then she said, Wilbur, you said you killed him and that you were coming for me next. I did kind of say that. That's true. I did. I did say that. I forgot I said that. So that's true. Will Bird, you said you killed him and that you were coming for me next. God sees you. You think your cocky self got away with murder? Keep talking. And your little dog, too, Shelly Belly. I did say that I killed him and I was coming for her next. Maybe that's too far, but I'm a too far kind of guy. Do I still have all those messages? Hold on. It's 770 area code. All right, let's try this. Didn't she leave a bunch of voice memos too, or am I making that up? I can't remember. Was it voice messages or just text messages, Chad? You guys remember? Damn it, I can't. They must have been deleted. That's not it. That's not it. How is it searchable? Hold on. How can I search it up, but I can't get to it? Shelly, do you want to play some more? Don't be dumb. I work individually as part of a bigger collective. When it's me, well, it's me. When it's the collective, it's we. That's just English, Shelly. Keep up. Oh, God, there's no... What did I tell this lady? This was back in 2023, dude. 2023. What if I do this? Hold on. It's like they're not saved or some shit. Oh, there he goes. Oh, God. I had pictures of the bike. Oh, God. I found it. It's bad. I can't read all this. Shelly, it's time to stop meddling. We will do whatever it takes to stop this. She said, you will have to go through God to stop me, which means you won't stop me. And I said, we stopped -48. It was easy. We can stop you as well. You need to think this through. Then I said, 1, 2, Michael Brian Protzman is done and through. 3, 4, does Shelly want to play some more? You look tired. You should take a break from this investigation for your own good. If we were going to play this game, would you like your next clue? Only a clue, but it will definitely lead you to the who. And she says, why does my investigation bother you so much, demon? Aren't we to seek the truth? Are you working for the Clintons? She knew I was working with the Clintons. I said, haha, the Clintons think much bigger. You wanted to know who has the bike? Well, I do. I have the helmet and the bike as well. So you are working with the devil. The bike, the helmet, prove it. I said, I don't know who you think you may be talking to. I have nothing to prove to you. I just enjoy having my own fun sometimes. But I have to, this was right after -4. Well, I'm such a fucking dick, dude. This is right after the guy she left her family to be with died in a motorcycle accident. Maybe later, if you are good, I can even show you a little video recording I made of MBP. That's what they kept calling him, Michael Brian Protzman, to prove that he was taken care of. Then if you have nothing to hide, prove who you are and why you felt the need to take him out. I know JFK Jr. is not dead, and not means not. I have nothing to fear. Christ is who I serve, and I will fear no evil. And why am I such a threat to you? And I put dead in quotes. Dead is not the right phrase, although most of the world thinks he is dead. Have you not seen the news article? The majority of his followers jumping ship. Most people have already accepted that he is dead. You are not a threat to me. This is some entertainment for me. It fuels my resolve to finish this. Then I sent her a picture, and I was like, here's the accident site. It was a very busy day for me. Slow at the motorcycle park, though. Oh. Anyways, Shelly's a fucking lunatic. She ran around telling everybody that she was Mary Magdalene for a long time. The reincarnation of Mary Magdalene. She's loony. She's a lunar. Okay. All right, it's 1:30 in the morning. What's next? I don't know. Starlink horses, I guess.
Так установлен Starlink.
Move over there, you piece of shit.
Переварится немного выше, чтобы по жопе не било. Затем подсумок. Так. Вот так установлен Starlink. Здесь крепление переварится немного выше, чтобы по жопе.
Yeah, Starlink mounted to horses, so they have mobile battlefield.
Сумок под этот powerbank. Правильно сниму сюда? Конем уже нахуй. Телефон с камерой. Дверь сделали. Вроде нормально. На втором седло тоже переделали.
Michael Brian Protzman, I don't miss her. I bet you don't. You and Doug chilling.
Так, здесь будет так же вот.
So the reason I was saying all this is they thought it was a conspiracy to kill him, but he wasn't really dead because you can't kill JFK Jr. and they still thought he was JFK Jr. So I was trying to pretend like I was like a black hat and I'm the one that took him out. And really, we just captured him. And she played along for a while. And then someone found my show and sent it back to her. And then she quit talking to me.
Второе седло под Starlink сделано, вставляется, все пробовали. Нормально подсумки сюда сделаем.
Oh my God, hold on. She said, JFK, I said, if any man teach otherwise, and can say, I was quoting the Bible back to her, and I said, you can call me Jervis 208. And she said, JFK Jr. is not dead. I said, 146. Then she said, she didn't say nothing for a while, and I said, what do you think about pancakes? And she said, question mark. You did not kill JFK Jr. And I said, pancakes, like the breakfast food with syrup, you know? She said, what about pancakes? I said, I did not kill Jr. We took care of him this time. Do you like pancakes? There's a whole backstory to pancakes. That's a different story. And look at those welds.
Старлинг вытаскивается сюда и, соответственно, вставляется. Вот так вот. Такая конструкция, связь ловит. Вот такая вот трансляция на коне.
I think I was listening. That's what it was. I was listening to her. It wasn't audio recordings. I was listening to her live stream while she was reading this to her chat. I even had this fucking photo of the crash site where fucking Protzman died. That's kind of fucked up. We were listening to her on the live stream. That's right. I'm an idiot. You guys are right. All right, guys. I'm out. Support the show so we can see fucking with Shelly, I guess. Thank you guys for joining us. By the way, at first I tried to get Shelly help. I reached out to her husband. I reached out to her family. I reached out to Shelly in Dallas. She didn't want help. So then I just decided to fuck with her for a while. So, yeah, a little good, a little bad. Right. Thank you guys for joining us. Send me money. That's the way this thing works. That's how I pay the bills. I just had to pay the rent. I'm broke. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Lucy, bye. Hope you enjoyed the laughs. Fuck us. Chinga la migra.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the fork in
let me show you something I'm working on.
this planet by name and tell them exactly.
So there's like these,
You don't have the fork and balls. You don't
I'm going to make a TikTok video. There's this thing that I really like, and it's called like aesthetic circuits. So see this picture here? Let me pause the music. See this picture here and how all the wires are like perfect? I really like that. I think that's a really cool way. Like I build circuits all the time. I got 2 laying here on my desk, like Arduinos and shit. Anyways, I really like that. So I got some wire, and I'm thinking about like building a circuit, and sometimes they do videos too. Let me show you a video where they like zoom in and like place each piece with like a fucking, like that, like a tweezer. I'm thinking about doing a video and like putting all these wires in and like they're doing like it's really zoomed in. And then when you zoom out, the circuit board is going to be a working circuit with a servo or a fucking, not a servo motor, a little motor at the top of it that's run from our Arduino. And but the wires are not only going to be aesthetically pleasing, they're also going to spell out fuck us. And then this little servo is going to bring up like a fucking middle finger and then go back down. I think that'd be a cool video. Like when you zoom, like it's going to be all these wires being placed and real fucking particular and all of them bent perfectly. If I can do this, I hope so. And then when you zoom out, the circuit's also going to say fuck us, and then the little hand's just going to go. And then that's going to be the end of the video. So there you go. That's what I'm working on currently. I do love these circuits though, like that aesthetic wiring. Like I know there's no purpose to it. Messy wires work, whatever. I just think this looks cool. It's like art plus prototyping. It's cool. I just now, while we were streaming, I figured out how to straighten out the wires super straight. See how straight this wire is? Can you see it in the pink there? That's the hardest part. Like, bending them sucks, but I can build gauges and shit to bend them the right distance and angle and shit. Like, getting them straight to start with is pretty fucking ridiculous because they come on a roll. It is 22 gauge. What is this? 22 gauge solid core wire.
5G towers, cause you told him if he did, he get fucking superpower.
But I just figured out how to straighten it out real good. So next, building circuits, I guess. I need some green prototyping boards. I think I got some over there. I don't think they'd look as good like on a white breadboard. I think the green makes it look better. And then I'll get a rotary encoder and a servo to be controlled by the encoder. A little middle finger go up. Like a whopper. I'm just talking to myself now. I don't know. I'm lonely.
This is gonna be it.
Shelly was right.
Wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously.
Oh, there might be a little encoder in here.
Oh, give me oh my God. Damn it.
What we got in here? Little joystick. There we go.
You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go.
There's probably a cap for that.
Get lit, get the place in them bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him back.
OC, bye guys.
Ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was.
Don't be dicks.
It's all over. Hands on his shoulders. They ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network do no damn research. They be working copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, second string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit shit and runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird, motherfuckers out here busting the